Alright, guys. Oh, goddamn, I hate this fucking Discord thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pop up for no reason. Alright. So, is it even recording? Alright, good job. Alright. So, funny thing. So we recently got the roadmap for the Isle. I know it's not. Of course, I'm banned from the actual Discord itself. I just went to the Discord. And I had a friend send me like this shit, right? So it's like I have some sort of flow, right? But I have to say this roadmap is not what I necessarily expected. I think it is very dull and boring. I don't know. I guess I'll try to my best to fucking read it. Maybe I misunderstood it or something. But it's very underwhelming. We have... Alright. Here we fucking go. We have not labeled these as fucking months or dates, but batches of dinosaurs that are designed around each other. So by that, it's just kind of like them having a combo. So it's like batch A, you got fucking, I don't know, T-Rex and Shant or something, right? They're going to be built around each other and balanced through their own kind of thing, right? That's just an example. Don't say anything. Alright. These batches are not in a particular release order, so like, they could be released, like D could be released before A, and etc. But will be selected based on the needs of the game. Each batch is designed to function as cohesively as possible together. We will communicate deeper details as you or to you as a batch is selected to be delivered. The plan is to make sure a base dinosaurs feature complete. I don't know. I wanted to read that in a different way, like featured, like featuring soda pop or something like that. I read that fucking weirdly. Feature complete. All right, let's feature complete. Before we begin putting in more that will branch off and share mechanics, this means nesting, night vision, grouping, diets, and anything else shared among every single dinosaur will be in the game before the roster moves forward. So expect these the mechanics and all those features that were in game are going to come before or alongside the first group of dinosaurs of the roadmap, at least. Where would I leave off? Shit, where the fuck did I leave off? Alright, moves forward with Dinosaur Implementation. Alright, so from what I just read there, I'm supposing it's gonna be a patch before any actual dinosaurs are released. I like to think I like fuck off. I'd rather be a little more optimistic and think that there's gonna be some sort of release or some sort of dinosaur being released alongside the patch. But, just a thought, not necessarily statement or a state of fact, because people have problems with having opinions or observations. If there are delays, we will begin immediate work on the next dinosaurs. So it's like if there's something that needs to be more work on, say Carnivore or something, that batch of dinosaurs that have been worked on alongside the Carnivores will be, of course, they'll be added, but they'll start working on a different batch, and supposedly I think they're gonna be released at the same time. But I think that might be a little fucking broken, just a little bit, because I'd rather have people kind of grow into specific niches that they want to play. Work on the next dinosaur or dinosaurs, and not wait until the end of the month to start the next batch. Alright, so they won't just be taking a vacation like the like little leaks of release for the Evrima update, during the Valentine's thing and all that. They're not gonna take a vacation. That's good. Jesus Christ. Alright, lastly, not to be the things that are subject to change, but we want to make note that if there's a clear issue with the ecosystem or roster of dinosaurs where needs aren't being filled, we will reach out to identify the issues and, if need be, alter the schedule of Dinosaur Implementation or put something else in entirely as needed if the outcome isn't what we planned to be, or we planned, or isn't benefiting the game environment. So I'm supposing they give a shit about how people are playing the game, so they will change things, right? If there's like Utah mega packs, I'm supposing they're going to be Carnivores added, and so on and so forth. Which, I mean, there are mega packs in the big servers, like 60-player servers, because I fucking recorded a little video of it. It killed my frames, by the way. But I think something that's fast and can kill Utah Raptors will be added to kind of control the population. Alright, so here's one of the batches, and there's 4, or I think it's 4, yeah. So batch A, small herbivore, A and B, Homocephala and Avoceratops. Homocephala and Avoceratops both cover a range of small, but I will headbutt you, my friends, and the tree dinosaurs. Avoceratops, despite being a retro animal, I'm not too sure what they meant by that. Like one of the oldies, like goldies. I don't understand what that fucking is supposed to mean. It's like he's fucking Utah Raptor. Like, is that a retro? What the fuck does that mean? Do you mean like old shit, old dinosaur shit? Like what the fuck? Oh yeah, I don't think Spinosaurus is gonna be added until like we got the medium guys like implemented, and they only cover like for herbivores they only touch one medium-sized herbivore. Well, I guess if you count Papiosaurus, that takes 2. Anyways, was never given proper attention or playability, so we feel. I disagree. I think you have. Like, originally, the fucking Avoceratops ran so slow. It was agonizing. But you did give him, like, a speed buff and a different change of running animation. So I think you did kind of give him some playability. I just don't think you gave him anything else besides a speed buff. Like, the speed buff doesn't really do much. It's like, okay, you could run away from... Can he run away from anything? I don't think he can run away from anything. Like, I don't even think of fucking Spinosaurus. Like, I legit think he can't fucking chase or run away from anything. Like, he's just fucked. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, you need to buff him. Actually buff him. So we feel that this is a solid addition alongside Homocephala to prove players with 2 creatures that can joust, headbutt, and spar amongst themselves, but in the possibility of burrowing to prevent their immediate homicide. That fucking funny joke. Good one. I'm laughing. Alright, small carnivore. I'm supposing that there's not necessarily going to be one herbivore, one carnivore. One, it's just going to be really slow in terms of development. And there's not going to be... It's just kind of like... It's going to kill the game slowly. There's not going to be a lot of options in terms of playability. Like, you can't really play a variety of animals, I guess. So, I mean, having multiple of different kinds of dinosaurs might be pretty good. Unfortunately, they never mentioned Oviraptor in this at all. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, like, you guys might have noticed when you're playing Evrima or whatever the fuck, whatever. I don't know. I don't care about the name. There's a omnivore tag Which, I mean, that area needs to be filled in, I think. Like, I actually think that needs to be, like, Papiosaurus might fill that niche, but I think Oviraptor needs to be the first. It's like one of those ironic ones. Or, I mean, iconic. Ironic, what the fuck. Alright, small carnivore, Troodon. Nocturnal, venomous, and absurdly horrifying to hear. Everyone wants Troodon, and we're pretty sure there's already unspoken rule that any Troodon is part of the horde. I'm not too sure if that's supposed to be a fucking WoW reference, but whatever. Capable of hunting small creatures with raw damage from claws, venom, and time will bring down larger animals if true Donwell is willing to sacrifice so the horde may eat. Okay. Yeah. Batch B. They get into the medium carnivores real quickly. Like, I'm pretty sure there's other, like, carnivores that you could fucking choose that are still in a small area, you know, like Oviraptor, Dilophosaurus. I rather, like, you fill those, like, small niches first, then move with size and shit like that. But, I mean, to be fair, Carnotaurus and, you know, the fast guys kind of go well with each other, right? Batch B, small herbivore A and B, Dinosaurs and Gallimimus. This batch of herbivore selection comes from the observations of Utahraptor and their needs. Currently, they need more accessibility pre-items than just a juvenile Tyrannosaurus. That's actually very true. That's a good point. This dictates... Wait, hold on. I think I skipped one. To stand a... holy fuck. I can't see it. Don't stand to it an adult in a singular combat. This dictates a necessity for or of two smaller dinosaurs that not only could fall prey to adult Utahraptors but juveniles as well. Dinosaurs and Gallimimus are most likely to fit this bill as they are agile but not as large. Singular Utahraptor could not hunt even a respective peak physical sizes. I actually, going back to the fucking issue with the medium carnivore being added for any other smaller carnivore, I get it. People like Carnotaurus. I like Carnotaurus and Zucomamus and shit like that. But I actually rather see Oviraptor. But then again, you're gonna need fishing. Like, it's a necessity for fishing. Because I feel like Utahraptor is that one raptor that is just meant to hunt shit like that. So, and while Utahraptor, they have swimming animations for Osho where it's like he could dive. So I don't know why that's whatever. They need to give Oviraptor some love, I think. As for the Dinosaurus and, you know, Utahraptor taking down a Tyrannosaurus, I didn't have a problem actually surviving. Even in the small servers, I managed to do actually reasonably well. Like, I just kind of stick around water. That's usually where prey goes. And lo and behold, there's a fucking adult that's just barking, and I got food that way. Of course, I'll upload that video. I usually try to use my calls, my broadcasts, my long broadcasts to dictate where I'm at so the adults can handle the Tyrannosaurus. So, I mean, I do think juvenile and subadult Utahs do fill a specific niche of being more trackers and maintaining a position of a, say, Tyrannosaurus or something, and let the adults do their job. So, I mean, I don't necessarily... Of course, if you're going to be on one-on-one, you're going to have a hard time. especially when the younger Utahs don't have a pounce. It's like you're gonna have a lot of fucking. You have to worry about a kick. You have to worry about a tail. And you have to worry about the claw thing. As for the Tenonto bite, it's pretty easy to avoid because you have to actually like aim with the bite. Well, I think of like the claw and the kick is a little bit more of a AoE attack, especially the tail. But I mean, I'm rambling. Medium carnivore, Carnotaurus. Well, if you have two predums in the fields, you need a proper hunter for it. Carnotaurus is perfect from the retro roster of dinosaurs. That offsets the Utahraptor's superior maneuverability for sheer speed, restricting it to a ideal hunter of the in plains. The introduction of Carnotaurus will also put Tenontosaurus out of its current position of simply standing their ground against any predator, save for the largest of Utahraptor packs. Lastly, the somewhat fragile build of the Carnotaurus will not make it immune to an offense of group of Utahs in adulthood, while its younger years makes it extremely for lone. Okay, all right, I see you. I don't remember how big. Hold on. I think like Tenontosaurus and Carnotaurus are relatively the same size, or like close to it. Tenontosaurus. Whoa! I saw something that was really retarded. Is Carnotaurus a real dinosaur? Why are people so retarded? Why is that allowed? Why do we allow retards to live? Alright. Where are we? So just simply going on this picture, I could see Carnotaurus having easy pickings in terms of this game, at least having easy pickings on the Tenontosaurus, I guess. But Tenontosaurus can be really, really big. Hold on, Jesus Christ. This is really dumb. I actually don't like doing this. Ow. My arm. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna find my answer. That's unfortunate. But I think maybe two adult Tenontosaurus could possibly handle Carnotaurus, but I mean, to be fair, I did say it was a stretch in my community tab. So, all right, batch C, small herbivore A, Papiosaurus. Papiosaurus is the first small, considerably outlandish introduction to the island. I think there is another one. But we want to move this batch into the aquatic theme and base Papiosaurus towards something that resembles a penguin movement or penguin's movement in the water, while still being able to move a bit on land. Okay, so this guy's like, as soon as he spawns in, he's pretty much set because you have to be in the ocean and shit and eat shit. The only problem is I don't think this batch is going to be coming soon. Or at least not yet. I have seen some development on the fish. I just don't think they're ready. So, and also, like, even considering adding Suchomimus, Baryonyx, or Deinosuchus to the waters and not having fish set up, you're like the old Isle survival. You're setting them up to pretty much fail. Like, they're not equipped to be just fucking land hunters. They're simply not. But anyways, alright. Dietary and societal needs for this dinosaur is focused all around water and consequence thereof to see how this affects carnivore movement and behavior. Hold on, did I just fucking misread that? This dinosaur is focused all around water. The consequence thereof to see how this affects carnivore. I don't know what that fucking means. Like, what do you mean? How does it affect carnivore movement? Is this... It can't be the first fucking omnivore because you have it labeled as a herbivore. Unless you guys are so simple. I mean, there's like no other reason for it to be aquatic. Well, hold on. I said it's something really stupid. Wasn't there concept art? Hold on, let me copy and paste. Concept art of like Papiosaurus eating fish. I can't see. It might be in the top right corner, but I can't really see it. It might be. So I mean this may be our first omnivore, actually, which is kind of disappointing. Actually, I really wanted something a little bit more iconic, like the Oviraptor. Oh yeah, remember the time when they were talking about Monolophosaurus and never added him? It was during the same time as Dilophosaurus and that thing. Please buff my boy Ostra. That'll be pretty appreciated. Yeah, alright, I'm getting sidetracked. So Papiosaurus, so it might be our first omnivore, going based on the roughly on the concept art. I think I might have saw a fish in one of the mouths or on the claws in the bottom right. Hold on, I need to find it again. Bro, where is it? Should be up here. Yeah, right here. Alright, oh, that's a frog. Okay, so he has a head, like the frog's head in his mouth. And appears to be hunting the fish as well. So this actually might be an omnivore. Our first omnivore. I say that because, one, why are you putting it in the herbivore tab? It's like, it's obviously eating fish. I don't know. I think it's an omnivore. It can be our first omnivore. Medium carnivore A and B. So we got Suchomimus, Baryonyx, and Deinosuchus. Before you get any too ahead of yourselves, this doesn't mean all three of them are going to be in the same batch. The likelihood is Suchomimus being added, just simply giving Carnivore something a little bit more scary time. But I think Baryonyx needs some love as well. So it's going to be between either Baryonyx or Suchomimus that are going to be added, and Deinosuchus. Having a herbivore consistently in a water environment, be it rivers, swamps, or both, dictates the necessity of having a carnivore that shares the same environment, this lingering threat that will give Bipus something to consider when entering the water, and none of the suggested carnivores have any distinct or powerful advantages on land. I guess. I mean, they could blend in water, then kind of lunge out, but that's more like a water buff. Alright, so here's our last batch. Batch D. Small herbivore A and B, Papiosaurus and Avoceratops. Again, they consider it as a small herbivore set, so I mean, I guess I'll go by that. But what would you consider a medium herbivore? Like Stegosaurus? Kentrosaurus? You need something to fill that niche. But anyways, so much like Batch A, this is the larger I will headbutt you, my friends, and the tree batch. Same fucking joke. Maybe if you said it the third time, it'd be funny. But this time, things die. So that's neat. In reality, this piggybacks off the spare. Well, I mean, I disagree with like them killing things. I mean, they will kill things faster, duh. But I think the Homocephala and Avoceratops will have a pretty good advantage, or not advantage, but like have a chance to sin against a Troodon or something like that. Anyways, where were we? We want to introduce with Homocephala. Hold on. Of the sparing mechanics we want to introduce with Homocephala and Avoceratops, just ramped up with the size to accompany this batch's predator. Small carnivore, Stratosaurus. Everyone remembers the Stratosaurus retro life and plans, but we unfortunately stopped his development and moved towards Evrima. So it seems only fair to bring it back into play, a beefy, brutal brawler that is meant to sustain the most grievous of injuries. Stratosaurus will be one of the few exceptions that can both cannibalize its own species and eat the most protrude carcasses without concern. That's actually a pretty good buff, I guess. I'd also consider giving it like a more of a anti-bleed buff, like a slight one. You don't want to overdo it, because I mean, Stratosaurus is small, he's slow, especially against the Utahraptors, especially like a Mega Pack. Holy fuck, you better bleed better be implemented before Stratosaurus gets in, because that's his only go-to option besides his damage. So I mean, if he gives the Utahraptors some bleed, hopefully he'll keep the Utahraptors off his ass. But I mean, we'll see. I actually think out of all of these, Batch D is probably the best, because it doesn't go straight to large carnivore shit, or medium carnivore, or medium herbivore shit. It stays in the same size tier. And the second best, this one, right here. Batch A and D are the best. Both being small animals. They don't branch off into other size tiers. Because, I mean, as soon as you add a site, like a different size tier, they're gonna go straight for that large dino and could fuck things up. So I mean, you have to have either some sort of player that wants, they don't want big carnivores fucking up their shit, so there's gonna be some sort of moderation there, where it's like Utahraptor packs will seek out carnivores that are trying to grow up immediately, and that's a smart thing to do. You don't want competition, and also you get food. So. I do think this thing is a little underwhelming. They kind of deflected, like, oh yeah, by the way. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. But I mean, I don't really give a shit about diets. I don't give a shit about nesting either. I think they need to be working on, what was that thing? Bleed. That was like one of the first things that was added alongside progression. Like, bleed. And that was the fucking thing that made everyone want to shoot themselves. It was fucking cancer. But it was necessary. Because if it wasn't for bleed, people were at constant brawls. No concern. They will keep going until something happened. Right? Like, it's just pure damage, and they will go for it. But bleed will keep people a little more like, I don't want to engage anymore. So, I mean, I think bleed is going to be one of those necessities that needs to be in as soon as possible. Also because Utahraptor is kind of useless at the moment. Like, oh yeah, you got bite, and you could just pounce on something. Well, good job. So, either way, bleed has to get in anyways. I prefer it to be in sooner, but that's just me. Might be only me. So yeah, batch A and D are the best. Both stay in the small size zones, which is good. But other than that, guys, I'm about to say peace out.